What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in to another Sunday night convo with the homies. This your boy Superb Kicks. We got the fan bam PR_23 in the building. He should be back with us very shortly. Got a couple of the homies that's gonna be absent tonight, but we got a few more that should be pulling up very shortly. If y'all bear with us, we about to go ahead and start this live in a second. Give us a couple of minutes and we'll keep going. What's up with it, fan bam?
Hey.
Yeah. So we're gonna get started in a second. Just going through these things. Let me take care of the little things, and then we'll be starting in about 2-3 minutes. All right, there we go. All right, so first I want to, like I mentioned, we got a few more homies that should be pulling up very shortly. And a few homies that ain't gonna make it tonight. When we're gonna go ahead and get in and out like a robbery tonight. Just gonna be a fairly short show tonight. Get through these topics, you know what I mean, and we'll move on. All right, so the first topic of tonight gonna be the Nipsey Hussle gets his star on the Walk of Fame. Was you able to see any headlines about that or anything, Fam Bam?
Nah, I ain't even seen nothing on that.
Yeah, they had it over. I guess it was not guess it was on his birthday in LA. They gave him his star on the Walk of Fame. They had YG, Russell Westbrook, all his whole crew out there, everything.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. Had his kids, had his mom, pops,
Right.
had the wifey speaking on it, you know what I mean? Everything. Honestly, like me personally, I always say this, time heals everything. And she actually didn't look distraught, no nothing. She kept a smile on her face. She was strong, of course, you know, not saying what she feeling inside, but on the outside, she kept her cool. You know what I'm saying?
Who,
She didn't
Lord
get
London?
she didn't get up there
Oh,
start
okay.
crying or anything like that. She, you know, kept her cool. She was smiling, you know what I mean, and joking. You know, even the marathon continued. You know, she's saying all that good stuff. You know what I mean. So I was feeling her vibe right there. You know, because I was expecting once they
Right.
called her up there to come up there, it was going to be a sad little moment that we was going to have to relive the shit all over again. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And she kept it G right there, my dude, and honored him, you know, in style. And I liked it. All his homies was rocking all this new little Puma stuff. He got a Puma line coming out, and it's green like the shit I got on right now, and they all was rocking it. It was pretty cool, and to see him, you know, get it, especially being from LA. That's something that he didn't walk by several times as a youth. That Walk of Fame, and to actually have his star right there, I know that means a lot to him and his family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool that he got it out there. Got some, a star out there on the main line. Being that they did close down all that area over there where he got shot, where the old store was, they shut that whole thing down. So you know they put him where the tourists need to go because the tourists don't really need to be pulling up to that section of the city, not knowing the politics and everything. People be going out there getting robbed, and it's been a few killings since just from people going up there. You know what I mean, getting robbed.
Big
So
facts.
it's a good alternate, for fans to go out there and to be able to go pay respects versus going to the hood. That ain't the spot to be going and pulling up and trying to take photos and stuff. You know what I mean? You already see what happened to him right there. Why would anybody want to go to a high crime area? You know what I mean? Because that's where people hungry at. They trying to eat.
Big facts. And you make a great point with that being said. It's like you got people coming from all walks of life to that area, not knowing what the hell they getting into. You know what I mean? And they come into that area and could get jacked, can get set. You know what I mean? Killed, anything. You know what I mean? And you bring up a
Right.
great point. And with them having somewhere to basically honoring, his star, that's where a lot of people going to basically take pictures at, you know what I mean, on his star, and stuff like that. Those that was unable to make the marathon story, regardless if you became a fan of his after his death or before or whatnot, you know what I mean. That gave somebody somewhere to go, you know what I mean, and rep him if you went to the marathon store. You get what I'm saying? It felt like since he was gone and you a fan now, you can go buy some merchandise and all that. But then once he passed away, it wasn't no more going inside that spot. You know what I mean? It was basically like a graveyard.
Right. Real talk.
Yeah. So not to say he didn't deserve it, but for him being from LA, from that city, and the way that he passed away and stuff like that, I feel that he honestly deserves it. He was basically the modern day Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was official in his city, you know what I mean, and stuff like that coming from day one. Like I never seen somebody sell a mixtape for $100 and then turn around and sell one for $1,000 and sell out a mixtape, not even
Right.
a actual CD, and had celebrities, everybody buying it, you know what I mean. So I respect him to that, you know what I mean, with that, like 100%, you know what I mean, and always has. I always fucked with Nip, you know what I mean, listening to his music and shit like that. It's just, a sad day for that and everybody that was a fan of him. But now you got somewhere, like you just mentioned, it's closed down since he passed away. Now they don't let nobody go there, period. And it's like if you was a fan of his and you go to LA, you taking pictures there in an area where it ain't safe for you, or it ain't even available for you to go in there because it's closed down. You know what I mean? So with that star on the Walk of Fame, I feel they did it justice on for both sides. They honored him and they honored his fans, where they able to come and take pictures and shit like that of Nipsey Hussle at a basically, instead of being able to go to the graveyard to take a picture with his headstone. That's basically the same thing right there.
Right.
So it's
Yeah. Hey, I know one thing. They ain't nobody gonna be out there with the axe and the pick trying to knock that star off like they was doing Trump.
man.
And they was going ham on Trump. I went up there one time. They had it all blocked off with like construction because people just kept vandalizing it. But
Yeah,
that
it
ain't
was
gonna
somebody
happen.
trying to dig it out with like a hammer, a chisel, or some
Right,
shit.
right. Real talk. They were trying to get that up out the ground. It's like, nah, he not getting that. That was
and,
funny.
and no matter where you was from, you know what I mean, red rag, blue rag, whatever rag you was tossing up the B, P, C, whatever, you know what I mean. Niggas fuck with Nip, you know what I mean, and so
Yeah.
it's a honor to him, and I don't feel nobody doing no disrespectful shit to him. It was somebody from his own hood that, you know what I mean, did what they did to him, you know what I mean. So I
Right.
don't see nobody else from any other hood doing no disrespectful shit. He was a hood legend from his hood, so he should be, you know what I mean. There shouldn't be no issues. There'd be some real problems if somebody did try that with it being in LA. It's gonna be some niggas on patrol right there.
Right.
Yeah, so we can but rest in peace, Nips, man. That was a a good deed that they did for him right there in the city of Los Angeles, man. He was a big bright star out that thing, and then his death just made him even bigger, you know what I mean, and brought a lot of attention to that city and stuff like that. So once again, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. All right, you see this shit right here, fam bam.
Oh man, no, I ain't seen that.
I don't know what Dwayne Wade did to that Illuminati or whatever. He
Man,
did something he ain't supposed to do, and now he's sacrificing his son or something, my nigga. But this is not normal. I don't give a damn how modern day family you are, or you know what I mean, a lenient father, no nothing. This is something. This kid is a young. If he was maybe 17, 18 years old, 16 or something
right.
like that, that's different. This is child abuse, my dude. This dude can grow up and 3-4 years from now he want to be a boy, you know what I mean, and you let him do all this old shit. Like, this is impulse, he not even in his right state of mind. His brain ain't even grew all the way and developed yet for him to be reasoning in the right way, and for you to allow these conversations should be with his son, you know what I mean, instead of with the world. You get what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't even been this far out and mainline, where his son could have been doing this on the low, and there would have been some paparazzis that would have been having to take pictures and stuff like this. This dude
Right.
is glorifying it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He the one putting it out there.
Right.
I don't
Right.
know what this nigga didn't did or whatnot, but this ain't cool, regardless if it was a girl trying to be a boy, or like in this case, a boy trying to be a girl. Like you just really, really all the way out. And yes, you're gonna support your kid no matter what, but this is like taking it too far right here, bro.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. Crossing the line a little bit, man. Like, and not to make it so public. Like, why are you making all your personal business if that is going on within your family? You know what I mean? You shouldn't be like on the front lines and spotlight on you unless you going for making it like you with the agenda of making change in that genre of life. You know what I mean? Making it more
Yeah.
acceptable, more cool. Now, he's like the spokesperson. He's like a spokesperson for the LBGTQ. From an NBA star point of view, and
But at
making it more acceptable.
but at the same time too, I look at it like kind of like corruption, fam. You know what I mean? Like you are adding to the BS with the where words, how can I put it?
No, I
The
definitely I understand what you're saying, and that's what I feel too. That he's put in this position. Someone's, like someone's in his ear.
my bad. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm trying to say, but politically say it correctly instead of saying it where someone get offended or something like that. But basically, he did something he wasn't supposed to do and sacrificing his son. And at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like we just mentioned. Okay, it's cool for you, whatever the situation is, but for you bringing it in the limelight and everything like that, that doesn't have to be none of our business. But and if
Right,
you're advocating to be the ambassador or
right,
wanting your son to be the face of making kids that are his way come out of the closet and feel accepted and stuff like that. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, look how young these kids are. If this was vice versa with pushing religion or something else towards it or anything like that, people would have a problem. But right now, for you to be pushing this agenda for these kids at so young of an age, it's like from right there, he's a young black male. Now that's one male that'll never be able to reproduce, his way name. He'll never be
right,
able to be able to be a grandfather from this son right here, because he's
right,
never going to go that way. You know what I mean?
right.
Unless he is still messing with women on, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. You know what I mean, or whatever the situation may be. And hopefully one day he will, have a grandkid or something like that. But then it's like, if it's a million of little Zaya, you know what I mean, out here, then that's a million black young men that are not reproducing. And
Right.
that's a way of not being able to make our race continue
It's
on. You know what I mean?
genocide,
Yeah,
man.
genocide. You know what I
And
mean? And
it's like, and they influence is so strong that you're definitely gonna get more of this situation from just them being publicized and them, because we in a monkey see monkey do social media world where they see that, and a lot of people are gonna think, okay, it's cool. You know what I mean? When some people may be having some difficulties with things, but that don't mean they want to lean towards doing that. You know what
man,
I mean? It may be, it may be some other type of therapies they may need, but when you have a person of this influence, and they've been pushing this for a little while, it ain't just this is it just seems like this is, everybody got their own little position in the Illuminati, like you would have said. You know what I mean? They got
man,
to play out their role, and I think he played on his role, and it's, he ain't. Yeah, this is when he's selling his soul. This is the typical type of situation where they say he's selling your soul. He may be going against the grain of everything, every value, every moral that he values inside himself, just for, you know what I mean, the cause.
man. And then at the same time, too, taking into consideration, looking at it on the flip side, what has his wife done since this? You know what I mean? It could be something going on where they're not able to, you know what I mean, continue going on what they're doing if they don't push this agenda.
Right.
Like they being blackballed some kind
Oh
of way,
yeah,
something.
definitely.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely. I feel like that's how you get your work. If you with I mean, you got to be a yes man, man. Like, you a yes man, you down with whatever they say. If they come into your dressing room and you put on the dress and you down, and you ain't gonna fight back, and no fighting you. Like, that's what they want. You
big
gonna keep
facts.
working. You gonna have all the shows. You gonna be on all the movies. Your album gonna be number one.
and
The
that's what's going
game,
on. And
they
then the
just
first
blackballed
time,
the game, bro. They blackballed the game album.
why you think he had to do what he had to do with that dressing method with Eminem and shit just to get some kind of limelight to his name?
Right. But they blackballed him because he did that Black Slim Shady album and song.
Oh, so you saying recently he basically getting
Yeah,
blackballed
yeah,
because
he
of
just
that?
had an album drop 2 weeks ago. It was all up on like the new releases and the Billboard little chart, like on the little Apple Music app. And then like 2, 3 days later, they just took it down. Like you still can go search his name and find the album, but it's not up there like with the new release albums. And
Wow, you would have to be looking for it to find it,
you have to
basically.
look for it. Yeah, it's not in the heavy rotations and popping up, and it's a pretty good, decent album.
Man,
You heard it?
I didn't hear that. Now that you said, I heard that the little Black Slim Shady whatever and talking about his daughter. You know, they did that on the little Shade Room on Instagram and shit. So I'm gonna honestly go check that out right now when we get off this and go download it on Spotify. Or, is it on Spotify?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go do that and support and do all that good shit. But yeah, I didn't know it came out though. Like you said, they didn't did no kind of advertisement for it, no nothing. But that song, and I don't even think that got no major play or anything like that. Let me see right here. I'm gonna actually go right here and do that right now while we're doing this. Nah, he ain't on there. It's saying it's a latest single called Bodies. And he ain't got no album out.
What?
Yeah, it said the last album was the Red album 2011. Oh, and then Drillmatic Heart versus Mind 20.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it right there. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm downloading it right now. He getting his hair braided on the couch on fire.
right.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, man, but it's shit going on, man, in this world, like where motherfuckers ain't knowing, like motherfuckers be hot for summer, a couple of summers, some shit do something and ain't honoring their agreements, my dude, and get everything taken away from their ass right now, and that's what motherfuckers is doing. That famous line and quote, or should I say, the price of fame. What would you pay for the price of fame? And some motherfuckers is signing their life over, my dude.
Right.
Like you could tell certain people that, not saying that you could tell who did it and who didn't and all that shit like that, but you could tell some people that ain't doing it, that's continued striving and no bullshit on their name and everything like that. But then there's some people that's out here doing it and rebellious, and that's when they get all this shit going on: DUIs, domestic violence, getting caught with this, getting caught with that. In any other case, it'll just be a slap on the wrist and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? But now you getting exposed with all this shit because you being defiant with their rules.
Yeah.
And this is, I feel, is a is a number one contender for what we talking about right there. You know what I mean? With 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 them pushing the agenda like this, once again, it's the age that I'm tripping off of. For
Right.
anybody watching that's thinking that I'm homophobic or anything like that or something like that, no, do what you do. That has nothing to do with how I'm living, how I eat my food, drink my drinks, and et cetera, XYZ. It has no effects on my lifestyle or my life period, so I can care less what the next person is doing. But for this man to be pushing the agenda on this child right here and how young he is, that's where I'm having an issue. And anybody else that feel it's okay for them to push an agenda with a child and going to the extreme of changing a gender, changing his name, and going all through this BS, you know what I mean? And eventually the next step is basically going to really make him a woman and go through the surgery. And
Right.
you got the money to do it. And that's
All
that's
that
what
stuff
that's
should
what
be
fears me.
private, bro. That's
Yeah.
private. That's private family business. Everybody always want to like put all they air all their business out. That's part of like the ginger too, is that they teaching the masses to just put all their business out there live. First thing is you have a problem with your family, you go put it on Facebook or put it on Instagram, or you got a problem with somebody or this or that or some type of situation. You don't got to air out all that type. That's not what the tool. I don't think that's what the tool is for. It ain't for airing out your dirty laundry and the bad situations you got going on, or um, things that could be
Privately.
yeah, you just need to be private at the end of the day, man. That's identity and sex, gender, and all that stuff. Like, hey, you need to have sex edge in class and knowing how to put condoms on and learn about STDs, and it need to be stopped there. You know what I mean? All that extra porn, soft porn stuff they got going on with the kids, and that's pretty much what this is, bro. Is soft porn and P Valley shit, the same shit that they want to push on everything, bro. You can't flip on no show no more when that's not written in the script. It has to be written in the script.
Everything, even the shy, everything is hardcore. It's always like, look at what was the one shit, Empire had a gay son. You know what I mean? Like, and no
Right,
matter the hardest shit, Power, everything has something with a gay person in it, bro. And it just has to be the way of life. If not, you're gonna have protesters out in front of your station and doing all this. Is no more. Is no more like what was that? That shit. And where am I? I'm lost for words right now. Where it used to be for black people, where you know what I mean, where I can't even explain it right now, but now it's basically like it's discrimination. Instead of it basically being for African Americans, now it's for the LBGQ community, for everything that the blacks used to have with going into work, discrimination, yeah, XYZ, all this shit. Now it's flipped over for that side. And eventually, like you saying, with the shows and everything, eventually this is going to be a TV show. He's going to get a sitcom. This is what it's all about, the money and doing certain things and everything. That's where I just don't like it with him being the 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 lead for this shit, the ambassador and all that shit. It just, I just don't see it, and it's kind of frustrating that you would push that agenda with your child, at that young. That's the only issue I have. If he's older, 16, 17, 18 years old, his mind is made. He know his sexual preference. He done been to high school, around women, young ladies and stuff like that, and know that he don't want to be there. All that, we're born gay and do all. No, you not. If that's the case, you would have been born a woman. If God wanted you to be a woman.
right,
This is a sin. If you look at it, if it's really religious and stuff like this is a sin to be gay. Like, I just don't understand. You know what I mean? And then they push the agenda, but you can't push. You know what I mean? Um, you can't push agendas with your ethnic. I mean, not your ethnic, but your Christian or baptism or whatever you feel wise in church and everything like that with your religion. But you can push the hell out of the gay community. It's just backwards, bro. Hella backwards. But we gonna move on. Um, right here, they got they got the FBI on the news and all social media platforms and stuff like that, basically saying they don't care if you got a dollar from the PPP loan, ten
right,
dollars, whatever, $1 million, they basically coming for you. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have to basically serve jail time, and you're gonna have to basically pay every penny that you took back, and then on top of it, restitution, probation, parole, depending on how long you go to jail and all that shit with those fees.
right.
And I feel that this was another thing, a gimmick to get people. Also, this is the
Man,
way to
that
get,
was an entrapment, bro.
man,
Entrapment at its finest.
in a time where people needed it, and they were going to take it. Like basically with the unemployment, you had people that stopped working great jobs because they was getting $600 a day, damn near, for fucking not working. So why am I going to go back to work right now? And so you
Right,
have people pimping that, and then you offer them this. You're basically giving them the money with no kind of loops that you got to jump through to get this loan. It was basically sign your name, your EIN, and you basically getting a fucking loan for amount that you get qualified for. And like you said, entrapment to get people and everything like that. I feel that that's fucked up. But at the end of the day, if some people took it and took advantage of it, then hey, you know what I mean. You got to reap what you sow. But you know what I mean. But then there's some people that really took that money, that needed it, that wasn't able to bounce back.
right.
It's
Yep.
kind of like a catch 22. You know what I mean? It's a good thing, but then it's gonna hurt a lot of people that really need that money. Besides people that was basically taking advantage of it. You know what I mean? And that's where the real problem is gonna lie at, when how they gonna determine that, how they gonna determine who really needed it and who took advantage of it. But if you didn't pay it back, then basically they're saying that you going to jail anyway. So
What, the EDD?
Yeah, the no, the PPP, the
Oh,
EDD
PPP.
and PPP is different.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody, anybody can be found on that PPP. They got a website right now. You just type in somebody's name and it show you right now if they got it or not.
Yeah, right now they got it on YouTube and everything.
Oh,
It's
it's
called a
public
PPP
information.
list. Yeah, PPP list. I was gonna pull it up, but I ain't gonna, do no shit like that. You know what I mean? I was gonna put it up here, but I just felt that this right here, just, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? It'll scratch the surface on what we're talking about and get the gist of what we got going on. But that's exactly what they basically saying in this, and it's federal though. The FBI is taking over basically,
right.
and
That's definitely
and
a federal
prosecute.
situation. That ain't no state shit.
Yeah, they ain't practicing when you coming with the feds. When their feds come, they got a case.
Yeah, they gonna have so many people in that, but in that they gonna probably just go after the people who was, getting 100 racks and up.
Yeah, with the
And try
conspiracy
to,
and them
yeah,
gonna
try to
hold
get the
10 years.
conspiracy. Yeah, get a conspiracy or somebody who was out there soliciting, trying to get people to sign up and all that. That's who they gonna go after.
and get
Majority.
somebody that and get somebody like you just said, getting people to sign up, and they're gonna have one of them motherfuckers be a turn evidence on them, state evidence, and testify as basically they took advantage of them, and then they ain't gonna go after the small people. They're gonna go after the person that got 10, 20 people up under his belt instead of the person that just went and got the loan because they forced them but sold them on it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because conspiracy, that's 10 years off the
And
top
then
in the
somebody gonna
feds.
get to telling, oh, he said if I sign up and I'll give him this certain amount and he gonna give me this amount and that's all I know.
And it wasn't no nothing. It was legal. I wasn't. You know what I mean? It's they gonna
Yeah.
sell him a dream, and there it is. There he's sold. That's why they got these loans because he persuaded them, not that he basically was telling them the truth and all this sort of shit. You persuade them and you benefited off of it, and it's gonna be some like racketeering type shit.
Right.
Yeah, they even got one of the dudes from like Pretty Ricky or some shit on these loans or something. That
Yeah.
nigga doing yeah, he doing time in the feds right now.
Oh man. They was going in, huh?
Yeah, they was like, fuck it, I ain't making no more money with this rap. I mean, with this music shit. Let me go ahead and use my name to get some people to get these PPPs. I think they said he made like 16 million off that shit,
Yeah.
and didn't have to get no money back. It just did 2 years in jail. Shit, how many people gonna make 16 million in 2 years? He
I
get to
mean,
come. He get to come home and keep all that money because he did the time. Of course, he gonna have to pay some kind of like fines and fees back, whatever. But
they
shit,
gonna have to pay that restitution.
yeah, and there ain't no way of getting away from the government, my nigga. No filing
No.
bankruptcy, no nothing. That shit just
You
gonna be
gonna have
on
to
you.
have everything in somebody else's name because they coming to see this to see shit. They won't. If you got a house, if you got a house in your name, coming to get it. Cars coming to get it. Bank accounts froze.
No, nothing. No more social media for you. Can't be flossing no more because they coming right at you like, oh, how you do this? How you get this?
Hmm.
How are you going here? How you, nigga? It's over. Your life is over, my nigga.
Right.
Unless you just give them all that what you give them. Like that's like shit would be watching Omi and the Hellcat. He went through a gang of shit because I guess he was one of the ones that basically created the fire sticks. And he went down and they took all his cars, his bank. He had like 20, 30 cars, my nigga, like Lambos, everything. And they took all this shit. And he had to start all over. And he was basically looking at some time, but he the one that took that bit the Kai nigga with the lightning bolt shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, him right there. So that nigga right there fighting it, and he be on there preaching. What's up with it, fam bam?
Kelly Ride.
I think he went out, but yeah, he be on there preaching, and you can see he going through it and shit like that with that case and shit he got going on. What's up with the Cali Ride, fam bam?
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
Oh man, what's going on? Hey, shit, we was just we on a few topics right here. I'm gonna go back and let you get a little input so you can be on track with us right now. Basically, we on the PPP loans, but I'm gonna jump up and go back to what started it off, how we started the show off with this Nipsey Hussle gets his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Was you able to see any of that over the weekend or the last
Yeah,
weekend?
I seen little clips on Twitter about it. I think it's well deserved. There ain't no telling, if he was still alive, where his career be at right now. What, how famous and how big of a star he would be. So, you know, it's a good thing. You know, people still, you know, have. I mean, still putting his legacy out there even in his death. So I think that's a good thing. So I think it's well deserved.
Big facts. Big fact. And you don't think it's too soon or anything like that? Because of like maybe like accolades in his career, you know, you feel it's well deserved because of the the way he was moving forward, or do you feel that his accolades as of right now, not putting you on the spot, you can answer it however you want to, but do you mean it like his accolades as before he passed away would honor that Walk of Fame star, or are you meaning his potential of what he was
Yeah,
going to do to the future?
I think it's his trajectory where he
Correct.
was, where people go, you know, predicting it because he never got a chance to, you know, earn that or live that, you know. But where he was going, you know, you can tell that he was, you know, heading that direction, and unfortunately, his death stopped all that or halted all that. So, you know, I think it's more of how they predicted his trajectory to be more than what his career. I mean, because he only had, I mean, well, he was, you know, mixtape famous, but his one album was, you know, a great album, but you know,
Big
it's
facts.
no telling where he could have been if he still would have been here with us.
And like I mentioned, also talking about it in the segment earlier, that he was one of the only rappers I ever known that sold a mixtape for $100, and motherfuckers bought it and then turned around and sold a mixtape for $1,000 a copy, and had Jay-Z come and spend 10,000 with him and bought a gang of, and bought 10 copies. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it,
it still was
it,
selling out.
and
Still was
still
selling
selling
out.
out, and
Yeah,
in an era where it was line wire and stuff like
live
that back then.
mixtapes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can easily just do it, and out of respect, you know, and it was not more or less respect and fear that they portray, is that, you know what I mean, if you hearing somebody bumping it and it ain't the tape or CD that came from him, it was going to be a problem, you know what I mean,
yeah,
and that agenda that they push, you know, when some people really know to you about that life, they don't even push that line. They just like, fuck it, I ain't even tripping until it come out, then I'll listen to it or whatever. But then there's some people that don't give a fuck and go ahead and download it, record it, however they get it, just to play it. You know what I mean?
yeah. You gonna have, it's gonna be both. It's gonna be the diehard fans who, you know, stood in line and waited and, you know, went through all the, you know, leaps and bounds to get it. Then you gonna have the people that, you know, as soon as it pop up somewhere, they go download it. You
Big
know,
facts.
so
And
I mean, it just, he was
and
able to
go
still
ahead.
get his stuff out there.
And elaborate on the last thing that I say, especially with them being from LA, and like you mentioned, his potential and everything like that, and the things that he's already done, and the elbows that he didn't rub with and stuff like that. I feel that it's very deserving. If he would have been from somewhere else and stuff like that, it would have been different, but he was really a big factor in that city of Los Angeles, and I feel it's deserving regardless if he only put out one album, or 10 albums. Just Nipsey Hussle is known worldwide. Even before he passed away, a lot of folks knew who he was, and you can also take that to consideration to YG. Also, he really
Yeah,
gave Nip Hustle his roses while he was here, and put him on a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Mozzie, all them. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It was like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? That they had with the underground rappers, but YG was like the biggest one signed. You know what I mean? And like he said, he the only one that did it without Drake. You get what I'm saying? So it was a
yeah,
bigger thing, and even Kendrick Lamar, J Rock, all everybody, you know, respected Nip, you know what I mean, from all walks of LA. So like I said, just to elaborate on that part right there, I feel is well deserved for him with his city ties. You know what I mean?
yeah. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then this is the next segment we was talking about, to elaborate a little bit more before you get in. Um, Me and PR was talking about this, and like we mentioned, we not homophobic. We can care less with somebody doing what they life and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you pushing this agenda for a child this young, when you was this young, this is like sixth grade camp young. You know what I mean? You was still niggas was scared of girls in fifth and sixth grade camp. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
stuff like that. So you know what I mean? You don't know what this dude is going to turn out to be in 4 to 5 years. So if he was 16, 17, 18 years old, this wouldn't even be a topic of discussion on this channel right here. But with him being the age that he is right here, that's where I feel that his child.
how old is he? I don't even.
I think he like 11, 12, 13, within that range.
Yeah,
Wow.
I, man, because I didn't know it went this far until I seen the topics you had presented, and I'm like, I mean, it's like every, I mean, I get it. That's his, that's his child. He want to support him, but it's just like, just with this, with the way TV is now, it's just like they forcing this right in your face, and it's like you can't do nothing about it.
Man.
I wonder what his biological mom has to say, or like, what's her thoughts. I don't think I have ever heard her say,
What's that thing that you sign? Like say Deshaun Watson when him settling in
Non-disclosure.
a non-disclosure. I think she has a non-disclosure because there's no way in God's name you don't hear nothing about her side. I think
right,
she had to sign some non-disclosure and she's getting paid monthly money. Like he got Gabrielle Union as his wife and shit like that. They can't have basically like basically she a nobody. He left her for Gabrielle Union. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
Because that's
so
his
it's like
wife child, right?
yeah,
His
it's his
ex-wife
wife.
child.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah, his
like,
ex-wife
she
child.
got to have like something where she's not able to speak on it because there's no way in hell she wouldn't be speaking on what's going on in her child's life. And even if she was a supporter, we ain't heard nothing on her behalf on how she feels about it. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like you said, man, I ain't, homophobic or nothing like that. It's just, I mean, all that's cool, but some stuff you can keep behind closed doors and should be like your family business. Like
Yeah,
it's certain stuff that go on in your household that nobody but people in the household should know about. And I
yeah.
feel like it's almost like a reality show with, they live now. Like we got to know everything,
So do
and it's
you
like some
feel?
stuff I don't even want to know.
So do you feel? With elaborating on that, we just was saying the same thing. So do you feel that this is something like Illuminati type stuff, and Dwayne Wade basically is
I,
is
I
is
think
is
it's an agenda behind it. It's not just being genuine. I don't want to say it, but I think it's more than just being genuine. I'll say that
big
it's a
facts, big
little
facts.
bit. I want to push this so for future things I'm trying to do, and for the end goal, it's about business. I don't think it's about just being a parent. I think it's about business too,
Yeah,
and
they'll
the
fuck around and
opportunities
have
it
a talk,
present.
a sitcom
Yeah,
about this or something. You know what I mean? And it'll lead to some money with that. And I just feel at the end of the day, the kid is too young to even be exposed to this for, like you said, anybody outside of the family to even know what the hell is going on with him.
yeah,
Yeah, he dressed different, all that. All these kids dress different and act funny and all that shit. But it just didn't have to be something that was to the public at this young of an age.
yeah. It's crazy to me.
And then we hear on these PPP loans. They basically announced that the FBI is basically prosecuting anybody from that got a PPP loan from $1 to $1 million, no matter how much you got. If you ain't paying it back or in the process of paying it back, they come in and prosecuting you with jail time in the federal prison. What do you think about that? On your input on that?
I mean, we. I don't think you should. I don't think you should stop there. Stop some of these businesses that was profiting off of it too.
Yeah,
They got. Yeah, you going after. The people, the scammers. I get that, but it was more than that. It was people that was thriving in businesses that was getting millions of dollars from it. So I mean, where's all that energy with them?
big
You know,
facts.
don't just stop it at the the normal people that was out here trying to get it because I mean, yeah, I get it, but it's like other you can be putting that other resources and doing other things with that. I mean, you go put them in jail, what you ain't gonna get the money back.
Big facts. And I didn't even take into consideration to even think about that portion of it right there that you were just saying right now with all the bigger companies, the Fortune 500 companies, the other folks that you know what I mean got the money that basically took advantage of that shit. I didn't even think about that portion of it right there. But you know what I mean. It's always two sides, three sides to a story. They way the truth, you know what I mean, his way, they way, and the truth. You know what I mean. So
Yeah,
you'll never know what's going on with that and everything. So at the end of the day, if you got it, you know what I mean, got the money, it was a a risk when you took it, and if you needed it and you was able to gain from it, and you able to pay some of the shit back, whatever, set up a payment plan, do something, you know what I mean, to avoid that jail time. Because obviously, if you got the money, you got family and people that need you, and by you being gone in jail, how they gonna, be supported if they need you? So your best bet is to just work something out so you can still be on the streets and provide for your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, you shut down the country, shut down people from working. You cost people business and their livelihood. You know, and
But it's
you
kind of
know,
like a conspiracy, you know what I mean? And like they knew people was gonna kind of take it as like they forced folks to do it, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
knowing that they could, and made it so easy. If they would have made folks have to jump through hoops to get it, and do all these stipulations and shit like that, it would have been a different type of ball game. But that was your way of recouping money. Right now, it's the same thing with the price on gas and everything like that.
yeah,
That was your
losing all
way
that.
of, yeah, that was your way of recouping money and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's a cold world, man. But we're gonna move on to this next topic, with Deshaun Watson, with his suspension been increased from 6 games to 11 games. I'm gonna let y'all jump on this. PR, if you want to hop in first, I'm gonna just say this too. The only thing that I dislike about this suspension with being 11 games is when the game that he's available to play on is the Houston Texas, his old team. I feel that that's a headline right there for the NFL to make a whole lot of money, for people to watch them two sorry ass teams, the Browns and the Texans, play that week, where that's going to be the game of the week, because everybody want to see his return. Innocent Texans want to see if the people booing and all that. But why was it 11 games instead of 12 or 16 or something, but make his return to come back to the Texans? Just blew my mind right there, bro.
Hey, they got to make that money back. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Hey, that's breaking news to me, man. That's crazy. Hey, when you come up with these type of scenarios, and they just be want to say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy." Man, it ain't no conspiracy. It's blatantly right there in your face,
Big
right?
facts.
You
Big
know what I mean?
facts.
Like, let's be right in your face, man. Like, yeah, that's business, bro. We live in a business, United States of America corporation. Everything is backed by the business. The way they run business is the way they run America.
Big facts.
Everything from every level, you can feel it. Like you can go outside and smell it. Try to go do something, they gonna charge you.
Yeah,
Try to
they
go
caught.
park down. Go try to go park at the beach in LA. They gonna charge you, bro. They charging everywhere, for everything. You walk
Yeah.
out your doorstep, so
They said the average day to get outside, it costs like $150 just to do something outside. You
man,
know what
that's
I mean?
crazy. And the cost of living went up $400 to $500 this last year.
And no kind of wagers went up, or no kind of pay increase or anything. They like we just was talking about with the PPP. They force
yeah,
folks
but
to get shit like that. If you not, so it's just say all of us right here got women that work and make bread too. So imagine if you in a one income household, you know what I mean, instead of a two income household. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean, that'd be a different type of a type of person that, well, you don't know what a person to do when they still trying to pay their bills, and got laid off and ain't making the money that they was, and they was the bread maker. But then if you got two incomes coming in, that kind of like a little more leniency to the things that you need to get out there and hustle for. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but with that Deshaun Watson thing, like y'all was saying, it's all about entertainment, and that's all this was. That just them doing that for the Texans game just showed me that this was just like a whole propaganda, a whole it don't even seem
Storyline, huh?
legit. It just a storyline because
And they took that 5 million too. You see in the first suspension, it was 6 games, no money, and then you
yeah,
see they pushing the line, because that first year of his contract, he only getting paid $1 million. So they was kind of like a slap in the face to the women. This is what the NFL was saying, and you see he get a full guaranteed contract, but this first year was only 1 million, and they slap him over the wrist with a $5 million fine. That's bullshit.
yeah, it's just man, it's all about the storyline. That game, I'm sure it's gonna be all kind of protests and all the news media go be there, and the NFL wants you to talk about the NFL, and that's all it's about. You know, them being the star of entertainment, and it's go be because I mean, like 11 games. Like I can understand 8 games, 12 games, or even a whole
Oh,
season.
he
But
yeah, the whole season.
11 games, 11 games. Then the game he come back against his former team in Texas, where all this stuff took
Not
place.
not even double the 12. I mean the 6 game suspension and make it 12. You make it
Yeah,
11. Just add 5 more to it and 5 more million. I mean and 5 million to it. It just like it's a circus, bro. It's a circus.
yeah. That game gonna be prime time because the Texans gonna be terrible. The Browns probably gonna be bad, and it's probably gonna be a Sunday night game or a Monday night game.
Big facts. And then you see also just that he wasn't.
Hey man, I'm gonna have to come back, y'all. My bad.
All right, all right. You see also he wasn't the one that litigated the process. Also, he let somebody else do it. So he basically wiped his hands clean of the whole situation. You know what I mean? So that was a big issue too that I didn't like how Goodell pushed the line. But when it came down to it, he wasn't the one that was going to basically taking himself out of blame with what we talking about, having him come back for the Browns game. I mean, for the Texans game and all that shit. Whereas somebody else that can get blamed for the bullshit. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's all about the money, man. So we're gonna also jump back into this next topic right here. These off-white fours, the sales they restocked Friday again on Virgil's website, and I was on the road, so I didn't get to see this. I just seen a gang of people on Instagram and Facebook and stuff posting it in groups and everything, and I was pissed. Like I wouldn't mind a double up of these right here because I didn't already wore mine like around, and I wouldn't mind having a DS pair of these right here for retail, my dude. And you can't if you can't at least get in it. I at least wanted the opportunity to be in the lotto to see if I can win it, man.
But those are coming back out.
Now they just did on Friday. They restocked them on Friday on Virgil website.
I did see a couple people like trying to check out, but
Yeah, saying that they were stuck in line and all that stuff. Like, man, it was crazy. And then I'm like, damn, at least you had the opportunity to go. You know what I mean? I didn't even know
yeah,
that shit was coming out. I didn't get no kind of notification. Now, normally J23 give a normal notification or something. I'm paying that monthly money and they didn't even give me no notification. But these is a must. You know, I don't care if you got 3 pair of these. It's always good to have another pair of these for retail. Like I think these is besides the Chicago's and the UNC ones. I think this is one of the best off whites.
yeah, for
And
sure.
then you go to the Black Five. You know what I mean? Then that's the next one. But I sure wish I could have got my hands on these. And then also tomorrow, actually hit on a pair of these right here. I go pick them up tomorrow. You getting a pair of these right here or pairs of these right here?
I ain't hit on the app, but I know a place that got first come first serve. If I might go up there. If I feel like dealing with the line. Them kids be trying to go up there at 5 o'clock in the morning for this little shoot. I'm like, man, I'll be out here too early. I ain't about to be dealing with all that. I'll
Yeah,
come out here. You
and
open
it,
up at 12, I come up there 2 hours earlier. That's the max I do.
yeah, and
Can't
then
do.
this is an obtainable shoe for $70. So
Yeah,
it's a
I
lot of
don't have
people
to be
that can
riding
get
up
it,
there. Yeah.
and then they can flip it for 200 real quick, 150.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm sure glad I hit on these. I wish I could have got a double up, but I ain't tripping. One is good enough. And then they got these coming out later in the month. Jordan 12 Stealth. These is actually like real plain ass shoe, fan bam, but I really like it. I don't know what it is. Like this is something that ain't flashy, ain't hype, but this is a shoe for me. Like I love gray, the reds, the burgundies, like those colors like this, and I think this would be a dope shoe right here on foot, and it's clean and it match with anything. But yeah, this is a shoe that I gotta grab right here. I think it come out on the 27th of this month or something like that. Look, or does it say it right here up at the top? Release date.
You can wear a bunch of different colors with those too. You just don't gotta wear gray.
Yeah, the
That,
27th. Exactly.
that gray, you can bounce it off some other stuff.
Big
Yeah, that's a
facts.
nice stone shoe.
And it's a simple
Very
plain
clean.
shoe.
Yeah,
I
very
just don't
clean.
like the white on the 12s though. With that, 'cause that shit gonna be yellow in a minute.
Yeah, that's
Just
the
that
only
little
thing.
area.
You can't wear them like it's daily driver. Just gotta pull them out. After when you pull out every once in a while and 5, 6 down, 6 years, 6 years down the line, they're still gonna be crispy when you pull them out again.
Facts. And then take them off while you drive and throw on some slides or something. Get that
Right.
driving
Yeah.
on that
That's how you
back.
gotta do it, man. You gotta baby them white soles, man. Don't be walking all up in the dirt. You don't go to the baseball game and then that's out.
Pick and choose.
Yeah, you got to go to the mall. And then you go to the mall, like maybe a restaurant. Depends what type of restaurant you going to, because some of them be slimy on the floor. You go to the certain one.
Bro, speaking of that, remember when the what was them when the Olympic 12s and the 4s came out?
The Big 12.
I mean the what was them the FIFA 12s or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
The
white ones
blue,
I
with the
yeah,
little
I
blue
got
little pattern on them.
yeah, then they had these 12s right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me, fam bam?
Yeah,
Okay, my mic went out. These right here, I'm about to put the camera on. I went to Key game for the first time. Um, when I in the ATL, his little son was playing in the game. I went up there and checked out the game and wore these motherfuckers for the first time. And that was the worst mistake I ever did, fam bam. I had to clean that bottom for like 2 days. You know, when you first start
yeah,
cleaning, you keep
yeah.
cleaning the sand off. It was
Right.
like mud at first, and then I
Yeah,
had to go to second batch and then do it again, bro. That was some of
right.
the worst shit ever. I was like,
And
bro,
you
I
got to
think
get right on that. You can't let that sit in there,
at all, and I don't think I ever wore them again because they
because
start like
that brown dirt can get up in there, and then you have brown soles even if you clean them.
yeah, and then they start immediately turning yellow. Like you know what I mean? Even though you clean it off, everything, you just got to use that bleach white like they use on the cars. I bought it from AutoZone. You like I forgot what it's called. Bleach white for tops for vinyl tops and shit like that. And I put that on there and they whitened them up and they ain't had no issue since. And that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I just like with 12s when they had that white at the bottom. But then we go hop into these September releases and we gonna be up out of here.
I like
And
that
it's
gray on those, man. It's kind of nice.
and it's different, hella different. That's what I
Yeah,
like it too. And I ain't really into low top fives and anything like that. This would be just something to put for a
yeah,
minute in one of them summer days, pop out with no socks on or something.
right.
Yeah,
I wear them with some jeans.
yeah. Oh, you don't even know that they low tops.
Yeah, I like to throw jeans on the low tops. They fall right on top. Can't
Shit.
even tell too much. Yeah,
I
but they
actually
when
like it.
I first seen them pictures, that gray kind of got me. Like, let me fresh. I might have to get me a pair. I hope. What that's gonna be? Is that a Paris PSG?
Yeah, PSG.
Okay. Yeah, that ain't gonna be just easy to get. Like but if I can get one for a nice good price, I might sweep one. I wonder what's on that back heel. You
Yeah, I
got.
didn't. I was just about to say I didn't even get the pics for that.
Oh, okay. I'll
I
look
just
it up.
grabbed them too. Yeah, five low PSG. Yeah, I got them folds of the PSGs. I like them the maroon ones. They hella cool. And then hop into these by ear. Like I was watching Unbreakable Kicks video and he had a great point, bro. With like the last time all the OGs, the four, the fire red foes, the fire red fives, the Carmines, like a few more other shoes. Like when they come out, they sit even the true blues like they was in outlets. You know what I mean? Like all the OGs, they sit when they first come out. But you best to grab 2 or 3 pair because in like the next year or two, them same shoes is gonna be up double the value that they was. You know what I mean? And that is a fucking great point because now the fire red foes and fives is up there.
Right. It is.
And this shoe gonna be easy as hell to get. and it may even hit the outlet, may have 2 or 3 restocks.
Yeah.
And then within that 2 years, if you don't grab, just like the fire red foes and the five, they had several restocks.
Yep.
And once you grab them, they ain't coming out no more for a minute.
If them fire red fours came out right now, how the economy was, they would have even if did the $300 they did when they came out, they would have kind of did how these were going to do.
Facts. And
They
then
just
at this time, everything is sitting though right now. And then these ain't gonna be an exception. They're gonna have so many pairs, they're gonna be easy as hell to get. And these gonna sit, probably hit the outlet, couple of restocks, but like you said, you might as well grab at least 3, 4 pair of these if you can, because within a year, 2 years, these shoes gonna be worth some bread. At least double the amount, because the fire red foes is like 380, 400 right now.
yeah.
And I got a couple of those and the fives. I got double ups on. I got 3 pair of fire red foes, but 2 of them is DS, and I
Yeah,
got
man, I went to go wear mine one day on Dan Stockton. I got 11 and a half, thinking I wanted to go a half size down for no creasing. Them things is clipping my big foot. I got to get a 12 for sure. I can't even wear them for an hour.
yeah, them motherfuckers is narrow ass toe boxes, and
Hell
that's why I
yeah.
said I got a 10 and a half. I got my the one that I wear is 10, but I got two DSs, and one is a 10 and a half, one's a 10, and then I got 3 of the fire red fold. I mean fire red fives, 2 of the carmines, and then two. My bad. I guess I didn't click myself up out of here and got up out of here. So basically, we're gonna chop it up about a few more topics tonight. I don't know if the Red Tier PR gonna hop back in or whatnot. We're gonna chop it up on a few more topics, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Once again, these fire red threes, and then we're gonna hop into these J Balvin twos. They got the J Balvin twos coming out in September, also the beginning of September. This is a nice little shoe right here, nice little concept. But at the end of the day, I don't rock Jordan twos. No disrespect for nobody that does, but if you do, I'm pretty sure you like this shoe with the concept and everything like that, and the colors also. So pretty decent shoe right here. And then we're gonna hop into these Georgetown sixes. This is a must for me, a double up mandatory for me right here. This is one of the shoes besides the fire red threes. This is one of my most anticipated shoe that I'm looking for this year. And then also the Jordan Cherry 11s also. So this is right here is one of the mandatory shoes that I'm looking forward to having this year. I can't wait for this shoe to actually come out. Like I mentioned, this may be a pair that I get three of right here, 100%. Um, and then this is one of the last shoes of the night, the Jordan Low UNCs. These come out at the end of September. This is a decent shoe right here. It looks very nice to me personally. Not in the Jordan lows. I don't rock Jordan ones, but this right here is color concept UNC. This is mandatory. You got to grab it. And then you got the Jordan one taxis, Jordan High OG taxis. Just a real nice concept shoe, the color blocking, everything like this. You know, this is a must if you rock Jordan ones. I don't see nobody passing on this one right here, unless you got another colorway or something similar to it. I don't see nobody passing on this one right here. And then last but not least, you got the Jordan one denims. Um, Pretty nice shoe right here. Uh, like I mentioned before, this is a Jordan One women's exclusive right here. So at the end of the day, you know, it's a pretty nice shoe right here. Something that I wouldn't personally get, but I'm pretty sure if everybody else was on the panel tonight, it'd be somebody on here that said that they might have rocked them or get them for their wifey or something like that. But this is not a personal copy for me right here. Hey, thanks again. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, and I apologize for the inconvenience. Error on my end. I didn't pulled out the Ethernet cord trying to get up and move some stuff around right here, and that's why the internet went out right here and had us out for a few seconds. But once again, I greatly appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight, and then also tonight this is gonna be the last segment of the night. We're gonna do what's on feet tonight. And my what's on feet tonight is the Allen Iverson tunnels to match my Eagle jersey shit. And we had a segment on tonight with Rep Your Squad. Everybody didn't come on, and then those that did, we had one of the homies that actually attended the Eagles game today. Um, at in Cleveland at the preseason game. So once again, we will be doing the Eagles podcast. Got all my Eagles homies on here. It's not going to be shoe related. It's just going to be Eagle related. Every Monday after the game, we're going to analyze the game, the keys to the Eagles' success of winning the game, the reasons why they lost the game, key additions that we had, what players stepped up for that week, and then we'll also talk about the upcoming week, the team that we're facing also. So once again, we'll have about 10 of the Eagle homies on here, and then that's going to be pretty live right here, talking about Eagle related opportunities, and then Eagle related games and stuff like that. And then also have an opportunity to meet a gang of new homies that are not in the shoes, that are just going to be into Eagles related, you know, Philadelphia shit like that. So it's going to be a totally different segment that we're going to be doing on Mondays, and it's only going to probably be one of the homies that y'all normally see on here on Feats in the Street, the homie 93 Thunder Fresh. He'll be on here. To everybody else, you know, they ain't rocking with the Eagles. We got it. We got Thunder Fresh. He is an Eagles fan also, so he'll most likely be on the podcast with me. And then we got several other people from my Eagles groups that I'm in that'll be tuning in, and we're gonna actually be having every other week we're going to be having a formal Eagles player hop on the podcast with us for about 30 minutes, do a little interview. He's going to join the panel with us, talk about the game and stuff like that. So once again, every other week we should be having a former Eagles player hop on the podcast with us. So looking forward to that. Once again, the podcast is called Birds of a Feather Flock Together Eagles Podcast every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, I greatly appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, thanks a lot.